one.
The main event of UFC 329 was 2 thumbs down.
Bro.
2 thumbs down.
I'm so glad we're about to talk about this.
It was 2 thumbs down. Conor McGregor entered the octagon to much fanfare. It was quite a scene. They introduced him, and then at some point they said, all right, guys, time to start fighting. 69 seconds later, the fight was waved off after he suffered an apparent knee injury. We'll stop here. Your thoughts?
This was an absolute disaster. It completely, I mean, let's just be honest. Listen, I'm a McGregor fan. It tarnishes his legacy. There is just no doubt about it. After like dissecting all of it, watching the walkouts, I don't think that this was some like pre-existing injury and they got over on everybody, because the conspiracies are for sure out there, right?
Sure.
It was kind of, my antennas got up when, like an hour before the fight, Max was like minus 330 or something like that. He was a huge favorite. And I'm like, okay, but Max is an older guy too, like, and he's still awesome. Like, he's still awesome, but I'm kind of surprised.
Let me stop you here for a second to add some context. Over the past week leading into the fight, in the days leading up to the fight, the money kept coming in on Conor McGregor.
Yep.
Because people love Conor McGregor and they want to bet on Conor McGregor.
That's right.
But the odds kept moving in Holloway's favor.
Right.
And that is not normal.
Right. You would think that it would start to shift towards Conor just because so many people are putting money on
You would think they'd be trying to get you to get off the McGregor money.
Yes.
But they didn't want anybody off the McGregor money. They were going to take all the McGregor money they could take.
And so that's where the conspiracies kind of start to come in, because he gets out there, he tries to do the flying leg kick, he hurts his knee, the fight's over, he's got to quit. The referee stops it, and it's just like, man, obviously he got hurt years ago, snapped his ankle and was out forever. He's clearly got leg problems now, so I think he's probably done. I don't think he's gonna. I'd be shocked if he fights in UFC again. I would be really shocked if he fights in the UFC again. And even Max Holloway, you could see right after the fight when they're embracing, Max even says to him, dude, why'd you come back? Because it does for sure hurt his legacy. Like he's this guy that had this massive amount of success in this kind of short period of time, but all the comebacks he tried to do did not work out.
So why do you come back? I think because you trick yourself into thinking you can do it. Why does Tom Brady come back?
Right.
Right.
But he came back and won a Super Bowl.
And then came back again.
That's
and
true.
Got a divorce and sucked.
That's true.
So like you think you can do it until you know that you can't. I think that's probably the most basic but accurate explanation for any time we see an athlete do something like this, other than they just need the money. That's the main one. I should reorder. The main one is they just need the money. When you see Mike Tyson in the ring at his age, Floyd Mayweather in the ring at his age, they just need the money. I don't think those guys even think they can do it anymore. They just need the money. But when somebody is still technically at an age where, hey, there are other people his age who are doing it, maybe he could. I think Conor McGregor probably genuinely thought he could get in there and compete and whatever. As for the conspiracy, I don't know what to make of it. I can tell you everything I've seen on the internet. There's video from last week of him walking into an office building that has orthopedic people in there.
Yeah.
But as others have pointed out, that it's an office building. There's 30 different kinds of offices in there. Like, he could be going for the high risk pregnancy. There's a high risk pregnancy, whatever. So it's like it proves nothing that he walked into that building. But people did notice there's video that he walked into that building. People are zeroing in on the walk to the ring and how he took his shoes off and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I will say there's also a video from the locker room, 20 minutes before.
Yeah, where he's practicing.
He looks normal there.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know what to make of it. But one of two things seems true to me. He was compromised in some way leading into the fight, and they were able to keep it under wraps for the most part, but that enough people knew that that's how it started to shift. That's how the money kept getting overwhelming, but the odds kept going this and whatever. If you want to believe that, believe it, if only because I'm not interested in trying to talk you out of it. More likely, I think, because you're just asking a whole lot of people to keep a pretty Like, that would be awful for Dana White and the UFC if there was actually proof that they knew this guy's knee was wrecked, but they still walked him out there and just said, hey, just run out there, jump one time, fall down, we'll get out of it. Everybody gets their money. It's like, that would be an awful look for UFC, Dana White, everybody involved. You'd be asking a lot of people to keep a massive secret with no proof whatsoever.
Right.
That's tough. That's just tough.
Yep.
All right. So I think the more likely scenario is this. You know what I thought of when I saw that? He's 37 years old, and he has not done this in a long time.
Yeah, he clearly looked nervous before the fight. He'd never looked like that in the ring, like ever in the octagon. Like he was extremely reserved. You know, Conor McGregor, like that dude is like always fired up and like getting himself pumped up and yelling, and he wasn't any of that before the fight. I think also too, GP, like not doing the, you know, they interview the loser in these main events too, typically, and it's Conor McGregor, so you're going to get a microphone in him. I think him leaving feeds into the like conspiracy stuff a little bit, just because, dude, you kind of owe an explanation to everybody about what just happened here.
Oh, well, like the other conspiracy, if you want to take it further, is like he just had to get, whether he's hurt or not, he's got to get through that fight and to get out of a contract, and because the next thing is going to be the real payday. And so whatever. If you want to believe that, believe it. It's fine. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. More likely in my head is that he's 37 years old. In the fighting world, that's old. Younger than me, but older than most fighters.
Yep.
He's an old man in that sport. Had not done that in a long time. As a man who is aging, let me tell you what happens to you as you get older and try to do athletic things that you haven't done in a long time.
You get hurt.
You get hurt.
Yeah.
You get hurt trying to do shit that you used to could do no problem, but now you're 10 years older and you get hurt. I have had to go to Ortho South over the past couple of years after playing baseball twice. Did nothing to hurt myself. Just the way I moved at my age causes you to be hurt. When I was 18, it didn't hurt. When I was 28, I don't think it hurt. When it was 38, I don't think it hurt. But when you get closer to 50, next thing you know, I slipped a disc and put. He's an old man in a sport dominated by young men, and he was trying to do something right off the jump that he probably hadn't done in a long time, in that setting, under that type of pressure, all that stuff, and he hurt himself.
Yeah.
That seems like the most likely explanation for what happened to me.
I agree.
He's an old man who hadn't done that in a long time, got in there, and hurt himself.